So what is going on YouTube? This is Luke here from Team DK, and today we're going to be doing a deck review on the Abyss Actor, the Paleazoic Abyss Actors, or as I call it, the Ancient Abyss Actors. I'm actually pretty tired tonight because I just got home from working, so yeah, fun times. Anyway guys, if you guys like this deck review, please let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of it. And if you do, that'd be awesome. Other than that, let's begin with the deck review. It's actually really fun playing these guys because they're mainly based off of special summoning. They have abilities to boost others' attacks at times, and yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. So I'm going to be going through the monsters, then spells, and traps. So the Abyss Actors, I am going to be playing 3 of him, but I've ran 2 in my last tournament. I ran this deck in my last tournament. I actually did pretty good, which I was really impressed about. I think I got like 4th, which is actually not bad. But we're playing a double Wild Hope. Wild Hope's ability is actually really good, where you make this card get 100 attack for each Abyss Actor you control. So say you have him in a Pendulum zone, plus on the field, he can gain some decent attack. And I am running 2 of these guys. I actually really like his ability, where also his Pendulum effect is he can target another Abyss Actor monster, make its Pendulum scale jump up to 9, which is really good for the special summoning techniques. So yeah, we're running 2 of him. Then we're also going to be running 2 Abyss Actor Evil Hero, which is actually really good, because if it's normal or special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1,000 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control until the end of the turn. So basically, if you summon him and you control like 5 other, like say 2 in your Pendulum zone and then 2 on the field, he can basically one-shot a God card, which is freaking insane. But his attack is 3,000, defense 2,000, Pendulum scales at 1. But yeah, he's good to bring out because then you could use Abyss Actor to make his Pendulum scale go up to 9. So yeah, he's actually a lot of fun. I managed to OTK someone with this card actually, and it was actually pretty funny when I did because he got so mad when I OTK'd him. Then we're playing 2 Leading Ladies, and her effect is really good. Basically, what it says is whenever you take damage, you inflict that much damage to your opponent's monster. So, say you take 2,000, you target one of their monsters, and that monster loses 2,000 attack. So it's kind of like a Slifer effect, but you choose basically whatever damage you take, not just 2,000 each time. And yeah, she's actually a lot of fun to play. Monster effect is okay, but yeah, she's fun. And then we're going to be running, I was running 1, but I might be running 2 later on, is Abyss Actor Superstar. Her effect is when she's summoned, your opponent's spells and traps cannot really be activated until the end of the turn. So she's basically the Cold Wave. She's basically a built-in Cold Wave version. She kind of like, shuts down their spells and traps until the end of the turn, which is actually really fun. Then for others, we're going to be running 3 Rookies. Rookie's actually really good because if it would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, it wouldn't be destroyed. So it's got like a 1 chance to live, and then the other time, boom, you can nail it out. And if it's destroyed by opponent's monster, an opponent's card effect, you can special summon level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck, except the Abyss Actor Rookie. So it's actually pretty good. And if it's in a Pendulum zone it's destroyed, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy. And I run 3 of it, and second of all, that thing looks just creepy as heck. But it's actually a lot of fun playing with Sassy Rookie, even though it's level 4 and its Pendulum scales too. Then we're going to be running double Funky Comedian, and his effect is you can basically sacrifice an Abyss Actor and give that other Abyss Actor that much attack until the end of the turn. So he's kind of, like built-in Great Maju Garzad type thing, where it's like, oh, I just gained this much attack. And I'm running 2 of him in the deck, and he actually was all pretty good in the Pendulum zone, not good out on field. Then I was running 3 of these, but I decided to drop down 2. We're playing Abyss Actor Extras, 2 of them, and you can summon it, then tribute it, and basically send an Abyss Actor from your deck to the Pendulum zone. So you can already set up the Pendulum zone with these guys, and yeah, they're actually pretty good with that. Then for extra monsters that excuse me, that I ran double Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit because I went up against a lot of like ABCs, Burning Abyss, Kaijus, Burning Abyss PK Fire, stuff like that, and Metal Foes, and I basically used her a lot when they were trying to activate an effect, just like, reveal her, destroy, send her to the grave, your monster's destroyed, and the effect's negated. So I ran 2 of her, and she's fun. And then for the classic shut down your opponent's Pendulum zones, we're running, I might change Lester Pendulum actually to Vector Pendulum, but running both of them, and their effects are, well, Lector Pendulum's ability is negate the effects of face-up pendulum monsters while your opponent controls them. So, say they control a pendulum monster and he's out there, he's like, haha, screw you, you're not gonna do anything with those guys. And then Lesser Pendulum is, say you have him, and then you have, say, Wild Hope or Evil Hero on your Pendulum Zone with him, you can destroy them and go search for one, but when they're destroyed, they go to the extra deck. So it kind of builds up your special summoning abilities. And Lector Pendulum just kind of says no pendulum summoning for your opponent or even using it. So yeah, that's the monster roundup. It's not much of a monster roundup. Then spells, playing a double Allure. Allure actually helped me a lot in the game because there's actually one card in my extra deck that's really good with it, where, because you know, you draw 2 and then you banish a dark. And if you manage to banish a dark, then the extra deck card I'm going to show you later on actually really helps because it's kind of a little combo I ran with it. But Allure is actually a lot of fun to play in a deck, and I suggest that a lot of people should get that card. Then we're going to be playing Double Twin Twisters, which I was really fond of playing because basically, the original card was Twister and it could destroy 1 card, whereas Twin Twister destroys 2 just by discarding a card. So it had some fun capabilities in the game. It was good for like blowing up their field spells, good for blowing up some of their back row, like blowing up Vanity's Emptiness, Anti-Spell Fragrance, you know, anything that you wanted to shut them down with. But yeah, then I was running 1 Abyss script, Rise of the Abyss King, and you're probably asking, you should be running 3 of these. Yeah, I was wanting to do that, but I didn't have the other 2 with me, so we're normally going to be running a 3 Abyss script Wild King because, no, Rise of the Abyss King, because its effect is like, say, you control 3 Abyss actors on the field, like in your monster zone, you can target up to that many cards on the field and destroy them. So it was fun kind of blowing up their opponent's back row and stuff. Then we also got 1 copy of Raigeki, which I really liked using in the game to kind of get rid of all those monsters that just use their effects. Then we got 1 Ignite Reload. It's actually really good because, say you have a few pendulums in your hand, you reveal that many, shuffle it back into the deck, and draw the same amount. It's like an overpowered version of Card Trader. But when you activate this card, you can't really play any spells or card effects that allows you to draw after you activate it. So it's kind of a bit of a gamble. Then with Abyss scripts, we're playing 1 Ceremony. Ceremony's good because you gain 500 for each Abyss actor monster you control. So say you control 5 on the field, and then 9 out there, that's 4,500 life points right there, if your opponent can't destroy them. And yeah, that's a lot of fun to play. And if it's destroyed, you basically get to draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Then we got 1 Abyss script Fire Dragon's Lair, which is really fun to play because normally in tournaments your opponent has a pretty stacked up extra deck. And I normally ran against like Mass Hero Dark Laws and Pit and Totally Awesome cards, and yeah, those guys were really annoying. But with this thing, you can basically target 1 Abyss monster you control, and if it inflicts damage to your opponent, they choose 3 random cards in their extra deck and banish it until the end of the turn, and banish them. It's actually a lot of fun using that card. I'm kind of stumbling here because I'm really tired. And finally, for the last spell, we're playing 1 Upstart. Upstart can gain your opponent 1,000, but yeah, it's actually a lot of good for drawing, and that's the spell area. Now for the Paleazoics, we're running a 2 Picala because Picala has the ability where when you activate it, you discard a Paleozoic from your hand to draw 2 cards, and then the one you discarded in the grave can chain its effect to special summon itself. So yeah, it's crazy. It's actually a lot of fun with that one. Then we're also going to be playing Olenoids. There's 2 of them. I think that's how you say it. Flip it up, target a spell or trap on the field and banish it, and then you could chain it with, say, Picala in the grave or something like that and special summon it. You know, it's basically special summoning with these guys. You got 2 Deinonymiscus, which I could run 3, but 2 is actually really good. And you discard a card, target a card in the field, and banish it, which is pretty good. But whenever these guys unfortunately cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, I think so. If so, in this way, this card is unaffected by monster effects. So basically, when your opponent tries to Dark Law them, I mean, when they're destroyed, they just get banished. But if, like, say, they play, like, Castell or Silent Honor Arc, you know, to try to grab a hold of it, you're like, no, these guys are protected. And I remember running them online when I think they first came out online on Dueling Network, and that was a lot of fun. Then we got double Canadia, yeah, I'm gonna call it Canadia, has the ability to target a monster and flip it into face down. So if your opponent attacks, just play that sucker and just set it face down. Then we're playing one Abyss actor backstage, because if you have 2 Abyss actors in your Pendulum zones, you can add 2 Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. It's actually pretty good, because say you have 2 in the Pendulum zone, you can just add 2 to your hand with that card effect. And for the final spell trap, we got Mask of Restrict from Retro Pack 2, which was first edition, but it basically stops people from tributing. So basically, nobody can tribute out a god card once that thing's out there. Just like, well, we're screwed for days and days and days to come. And finally, we're going to go into the extra deck. For the level 2s, we're playing Cat Shark, which it has its ability to target a level 4 or lower Xyz monster, make its attack double until the end of the turn. That's always a fun card to test out. Then we're playing number 106 Giant Hand, which is good for shutting down your opponents like Dark Laws, Totally Awesomes, as long as he stays out in the field. Ouroboros actually helped me a lot when, let's see. When they like had many Totally Awesomes. You know, I'm mainly talking that because that's what they mainly played, and you know, activates effect, target, and just say, okay, that goes back to the extra deck. And I knew that they were going to special summon it out, and in my deck I ran, 2 Solemn Strikes, but I traded those off afterwards for some really sweet cards, which we will be reviewing later on. We are playing one Abyss Dweller, good for shutting down your opponent's effects when they go into the grave. Like, this is like really OP against Burning Abyss, because Burning Abyss has the ability where, oh, they're sent to the grave, their effect activates. But when as soon as they do that, you use Abyss Dweller's ability and be like, no, they're not going to use their effects, they'll just go there. Then we're playing one Master Paladin, the Ascending Draco Slayer, and he's actually pretty good because you can detach a material and target and special summon one Draco Slayer monster from the extra deck. So that's actually really good because it comes along in handy with Vector, Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer, which in my opinion is really fun to test out. It says once per turn you can target one Pendulum monster on a field in the Pendulum zone and destroy it. So he's good to try and pop my back row. Not my back row, my Abyss Actors or Lester Pendulums. Yeah, you can basically pop anybody's area. Sorry, I'm stumbling so much right now. We're playing one Divine Dragonite Felgrand, which is good with Evil Heal because he would be, when you can detach 2 and you could target a monster, and its effects are negated and it's unaffected by other card effects, so it kind of shuts the monster down for a while. We're playing one Thanatos, which means you can detach a material and he's unaffected by monster effects, so he kind of just flies over the monster effects and is like, I'm gonna win. This is the card I told you about that kind of chains with a Allure of Darkness, and that is Bujingi Amaterasu, which is really fun to play because one of its effects is you can target one of your banished level 4 or lower monsters and add it to your hand. So it's like, oh, play Allure, banish, if you have him out, detach, use effect, add it back to hand. So it's actually a lot of fun with that one. We're playing one Paleazoic Emocratus, which is decent because you flip a card and you reveal the top card, and if it's a trap, you add it to your hand, otherwise it goes to the grave. Its attack is 24, and it's not that bad of a kicker because it can deal some good damage. Then finally, we are playing number 50, Black Ship of Corn, which I love really good because its effect is you can detach material from this card and target one face-up monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card, send it to the graveyard, and inflict 1,000 to your opponent. So it's kind of like, kind of like the reversibility of Upstart. Instead of gaining 1,000, this thing just makes them lose it when it activates the effect. But yeah, that was my Abyss Actor Ancient Paleazoic Abyss Actor deck review. If you guys like it, leave a comment. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.